So I hope we've understood, the options and site permissions. So over here you can see that we have these groups. We can grant permissions. So when we grant permissions, we can add them to existing groups, or you can directly give permissions also. So if you have one user who's having very unique permissions, instead of adding him to any group, you can directly give him permission also. But the best practice is to add him into a group. Understand? Yeah, correct. So once you have the AD user ID, then you come back here and then grant them the permissions.
We can control this after what you want to grant them.
Correct.
You can give him 80%
Correct. Also.
Or if he is part of other people, just throw him inside of this.
That's it. Alright, so and then you have check permissions where you can check somebody's permissions. For example, I can just press user 1, check now. It will tell you how the user has permissions. So he has read permissions through the visitors group and manager permissions through this group. So this particular user is having two kinds of permissions here. So obviously whichever is higher will be taken. So somebody is asking quickly, can you tell me what my permissions are? You can just go and check permissions and then tell him where it is. And permission levels we have seen: site collection administrators and manage access requests. Access requests, people who are logged in as normal users, they can request for access. So if they've got access denied, then if I click on this, then you'll be able to see that okay, allow request for access to who all person. Right? So then you send an email, goes to the owner of that site, and then he can assign the permission. Users themselves can request for access. For example, HR person wants to have access to finance, he can use this option to request for access. And then you have site collection administrators, which are like having a control over all the sites. So he is the admin for the complete site collection. So more than a site owner, right?
Yeah, exactly. Site owner is at the level of any department.
Correct, that's all.
But this is, I don't think that you should read it for all.
No. This is very careful. You should only give it for it. This
for
is like
me and also for another one.
something like that. Yeah, tell us.
I started working as another one.
Yes, exactly. So now what we'll do is we'll create certain other departments that we wanted. So I'm going to create a finance department and then hit the create button. So now we've got one more department, right? So when I click on this, I clearly say ABC Fashion Company Finance Home. So it shows the rule, right? So when I go back here, I've got HR and finance. But now I don't want it this way. I want departments to come, and below I want a menu, right, where HR and finance comes. So how do we do that is the question, right? So when I go back to site actions, site settings, we've got something called look and feel, right? Over here we need to manage this. But in order to bring a drop down on the top link bar, we need to enable a particular feature. Wouldn't you come here, right? So we're going to give a drop down. For that we need to enable a feature. So I'm going to go to site collection features. So in SharePoint, the way they've done it is every new feature that you want needs to be activated. So it's like you have a car dashboard, but the speedometer will not appear until you activate something. I'm just giving an example. The AC will work only after you turn it on. So, but the AC is there, something like that. So likewise in SharePoint, you have these features. If you want to use them, you have to activate them, right? So we'll come back to this particular